You're listening to the Talkative Introvert Podcast. Okay, I guess this is the start of the episode.
Hi, everybody. I'm back.
We're doing this virtually, so hopefully the delay is not too bad. I can hear like a scuffle.
They'd always be scuffling.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Okay, good. You guys are annoying with a capital A. I'm about to kick this bitch out.
Is it just Ellie or is it Finn also?
It's both of them. They are equal
annoying.
antagonizers of each other. Okay. Finn is not innocent. I don't give a fuck that he's 13. He is not innocent. He will fucking freak out if she just looks at him the wrong way.
Oh, he'd be such a grumpy old man.
Yeah, he's got that like, hey, you kids, get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Energy.
Yeah, I see it.
Sometimes when I take him to the dog park, he like barks at other dogs and like tries to start shit, but only if they're on the other side of the fence.
Oh.
He'll just run the entire fence line like freaking out like.
That's funny.
He's so stupid.
He's smart.
Oh, I just said he's so stupid.
I know. I was like, wait. Oh, jeez.
Oh my god. I love being a dog mom. It's like my entire personality. Like I have dogs. Plural.
Yeah, plural.
Multiple. I love them so much. They just bring me so much joy, even though there's so much work. And they both piss and shit in my house, and my house smells like garbage. It smells like piss and shit, to be exact. But they're worth it, and I love them. And I take them to the dog park every night after work, which is why my eye looks the way that it does. And yeah, they're getting along better every single day. Ellie is like magically potty trained.
Like, oh, really? So she just doesn't pee inside the apartment anymore?
She will if I wait too long to take her out, or if I'm like not paying attention to her signals.
Yeah. So does she like scratch at the door?
No, they're very subtle signals. Okay, so maybe she's not as potty trained as I thought she was. Maybe I'm just getting better about taking her out on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn. Anyways, so today's topic. What is today? Social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I have really bad social anxiety.
Me too. Ugh, it's something I struggle with every single fucking day. Every day.
That's why I stay home all the time.
Oh my god, dude. I hate to sound like a boomer right now, and yes, I'm ageist. But
okay.
I cannot even fathom the idea of working from home.
Really?
Yes, because my desk and my things and my files and my, like my stapler, my stapler. Have you seen that movie?
I love that movie.
Really, I didn't know that about you. Yet another thing I learned about you today, Melissa. You don't like bacon, and Office Space is one of your favorite movies.
I think I just rewatched it like sometime last year.
I've never seen it in its entirety.
Okay. We should watch it next time I come over.
Like
I'm sure
weekend?
It's somewhere. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have it on DVD?
No. I'm gonna see if it's somewhere.
It's somewhere out there in the
universe.
universe.
I'm sure someone is streaming it.
Yeah.
But working from home, you can't fathom.
No, because like everything in my job is so heavily like paper based. Maybe if it wasn't so paper based, like everything is paper based. Like I have to print out hundreds of pieces of paper for one job posting, one position that I fill. It's insane.
Why is it so much paper? Like, why is it not just online?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just the way it is. It's the way it is, and it's the way that it been, and it's the way that it's gonna be.
Yeah, because I don't ever use the printer.
Wow.
It's not paper based at all. I don't even really need office supplies, I guess. Yeah.
I need lots of office supplies. I need pens, whiteout, highlighters, paper clips, binder clips, staples for my stapler.
Stapler.
It's my stapler.
He's in Dodgeball too.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
What? Okay, that's a good one too.
No, never seen it. Okay, anyways, so we're talking about social anxiety today. I'm a natural born leader. I am a Leo. So if I take the reins too hard, just, tell me.
No, you do you.
You look so official with your headphones and your blurred background and your fancy microphone with the fancy microphone stand.
That's new, the blurred background thing. Or wait, maybe I'm thinking about something else. I don't know. But thank you. I feel official.
You are very official. Yeah, social anxiety. It's something I deal with. Like it's something I struggle with a lot. Mm-hmm. Like even what the hell was that? Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Like for example, like I don't really struggle with social anxiety out in public because if I'm out in public, like I never do anything that I don't want to do. For example, when I go to the dog park, I sit alone in a corner on my phone and laugh at TikToks and scroll through TikTok for an hour and a half.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, I mean, usually, can you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, that was an
ambulance sirens
outside. Yeah. When I go to the dog park, usually somebody has to come up and talk to me, and it's just like absolutely agonizing. Mm-hmm. But saving grace, if you're looking down at your phone and you're holding it so intensely that like your hands are practically shaking and like your eyes are all wide and you can just, and people can just tell that you're locked in on your phone, they will usually leave you alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Or if you're like reading a book, because they're like,
yeah,
that's a solitary activity.
You gotta concentrate. But there are some fuckheads out there who can't take a hint, who can't read a social cue, who are just so tra la 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 la, all in their little world.
Yeah.
Just no zero self-awareness, but that's a conversation for another day. So out in public, like I can just ignore, like I don't have to put myself in social like awkward situations, or out in public, but at work, for example, like when I walk in the door first thing in the morning, like I'm the type of person, everybody knows in my department, don't speak to me before 10.
Yeah.
If it's an emergency, 9:30. Like everybody in my department knows that about me. And so like I usually don't even perk my head up out of my cubicle until like 10. But anyway, but when I'm walking in the door and I see somebody in the hallway, even sometimes just acknowledging their fucking presence, just like saying, "Hey, good morning."
Yeah.
I can't. there's some fucking blockage in my brain. I don't know what it is. Like, I just totally like tense up for some reason, even in the slightest of gestures. And now it's gotten to the point where, like, I've worked at this building for like 4 years now, and like, if I start acting different and if I start saying hi in the morning, people are gonna be like, why is she acting weird?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like,
It's like so out of character.
yeah. But see, even just like little things like that, and then like small talk. So like, I have to deal with like the public at work. Like, they come into my work and I have to deal with them and talk to them and shit. And the small talk, it fucking kills me, dude. This fucking bitch took up fucking 20 minutes of my fucking time at work, going on and on and on about her ex-husband and how he was a doctor and they used to live in Chico, but they're divorced now and he lives in the Bay and she grew up in Paradise. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
God.
These are business hours. Yes. And I was just like having to suffer through it. Just like, my eyes are wide. I'm just like gripping my little Post-it and my pen. Just like, it's like a slow death, It's painful.
Yeah. That reminds me of when I used to work at Chipotle, there's a guy that went through the line and, you're like turning on your customer service voice. You're being friendly, ask, like, like, how's your day? And he made this really bad joke that wasn't funny, but I still laughed because I knew it was a joke and I was trying to be friendly, right? And then he totally called me out on it. He's like, that's a courtesy laugh.
No.
And then I was like, oh, I just laughed again. And I was like, dude, like, how are you gonna call me out? Like, what am I supposed to say to that? Like, yeah, it's a courtesy laugh. Like,
you could have said, and what kind of salsa would you like, sir?
Oh.
I'm gonna kick you out if you guys don't start behaving. They be testing me every single fucking day.
After you were just saying how like grateful you are to be a dog mom and your whole personality.
I will say the best part of my day is coming home and she just like greets me at the door and her tail's going crazy and she's so happy and she like jumps up on me and she's just so sweet. Anyways, okay, so social anxiety. So can you relate to any of those situations?
Yeah, I have really bad social anxiety. Like, I don't know why people just scare me, and it's mostly like,
she's humping.
What?
I've never seen her hump before. Maybe she's a lesbian.
I mean, what is she humping?
Finn's bed.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. That just really caught me off guard.
Did you know Link has never humped anything?
Ever?
Ever.
Oh my God. He's an alien, like Men in Black style.
It's weird.
1,000%.
It's so weird.
That's not normal.
Nothing.
Honey. I'm just kidding.
Not even his bed.
Lots of creatures are asexual.
Yeah, I guess Link is just asexual.
Okay, hold on. Pardon me. Get out. Go. Go. Oh my God, these little fuckers, dude.
My favorite day is when I come home.
Such a dumbass. Love it. Okay, anyways, as you were saying, my dear, I'm sorry.
What was I saying? Oh, my social anxiety is from actual social events. Like when we used to have the networking events when I was when I was working like private sector. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, those were the worst because it's like people you don't really know. It's a professional setting. It's older people. You're also like in office attire. And I'm just not good with networking. I don't understand the concept. Like I was talking to my coworker, but she's busy at the booth, so I couldn't like stay there. And I was like, how do you network? Like, what am I supposed to do? And she's like, oh, just go up to one of the tables and just like listen in and then chime in the conversation. And I was like, excuse me? I'm supposed to do what?
You're asking what of me?
That's so, oh my God, that's anxiety inducing just listening to that. And I was
Just
like,
thinking about it.
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom for a while and come back when the event's about to start.
I'll always just be like, I'm sorry, I have the runs. And I've had them for about 3 hours now. I'm sorry, like I gotta go home. It's coming out. I can't. I don't know what to do. And that always shuts people down and never invites any questions.
It's
Everybody
just
in my
shocked.
everybody at my job is well aware of the fact that I have IBS.
You've used that excuse a bunch of times.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, life is too short to be stuck at work when you got the chocolate squirts. Okay?
Noted.
Life is too
Duly
short.
noted. Do you ever get anxiety like just regular events, like family events?
Oh yeah. Oh God. It was my sweet, sweet grandmother. It was her 85th birthday a couple weeks ago, and we went to
Oh.
her favorite restaurant for lunch. And it was my mom, obviously my grandma, my Uncle Kenny, my Aunt Becky, her boyfriend, and me. And it just was like so uncomfortable simply because of the fact like I don't really have anything in common with these people. They were arguing about whether they were going to go to Italy or Mexico for summer break, and I'm literally sitting there with like $3 to my name for like
Mm-hmm.
the next week and a half until I get paid again. And I'm just like, I don't know. I just didn't, I don't know. So like they were all like, well, let's go to the bar next door and like let's all go have a shot. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go home. Okay, bye. Like literally just dipped out.
Yeah.
Gave everyone a quick side hug and dipped. I see my mom and grandma pretty regularly, so it's not like I only see her like once, you
And I
know.
was gonna say, you were just at her place not that long ago.
hmm But yeah, no, but see, like in that situation, unlike your networking work thing, I was able to be like, nope, I'm out. Bye, you know? But like when it's work, it's different because like you have to do it. You're forced into it unless you
Mm-hmm.
got the chocolate squirts.
I utilize the bathroom a lot. Not to like go to the bathroom, but just to chill in there and stay there for a little while
Oh,
if I
when
have
you
to
were
go
in the
back.
office?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I
So
thought I heard something in the news or on Reddit that state workers are going, you can edit this out if you want. State workers are going back in office soon.
so the governor wants like upper management, like leadership, whatever. He didn't really clearly define what that means, but he wants them going in at least twice a week or something like that.
Why?
I have no clue. We have a meeting tomorrow and they're going to talk about it, but it's just like a weird, I don't know, like what's the point if you could still do your job at home? You know what I mean? Like, because they did do like a study to make sure, productivity is still at, the same or better. And it's actually better now that we're working from home. So it's like, what's the, like, why? Like, why force people to come in twice a week too? And it's like, are they expecting you to stay there all day? Like, what if you have to? It's kind of weird because then you're taking meetings, but it's virtual because everybody else is virtual. But then what if you're meeting with someone that's also in the office? I don't know. It's just weird, you know?
I mean, they have all these empty buildings with people's desks, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, well, what the fuck are we going to do with this space? We need to start utilizing it. Everyone back to work.
I don't know. I don't think it impacts me because it's like upper management, you know?
hmm
I just don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, like they're literally just gonna sit in their office, but it's weird because no one else is there. So it's like an office, it's like an empty office building. And it's just you. Like how creepy. Because how the lights are motion censored too, so all the lights are just gonna turn
Ew.
off. Yeah. And then what if
Mm-mm.
it turns on, but you're sitting in your office? Like, that's so
Bitch,
creepy.
stop. I live alone.
Sorry. I'm just saying, like, it's not, I don't get it. If
Yeah,
no
I
one's
don't
gonna
get it
be
either.
there, what's the point?
Who cares?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Anyway, how do you like okay, we'll take this weekend for example. Like every time it's a social event, it doesn't matter what it is, even something I'm excited for, good or bad, I think about it like a week in advance.
like what you're gonna do and what you're gonna say and like what are you gonna talk about?
Yeah, like I know because we're going to a restaurant. I already know the menu. I know where it is. I already like planned out in my head what's gonna happen, even though it probably won't happen the way I think of it. But then I get like very like before every social event, I get nauseous. Yeah, it's weird. Like not nauseous, like I guess butterflies in your stomach kind of
Mm,
feeling. You know what I mean?
a fluttery feeling.
Yeah. And that's literally before every single social event. Doesn't matter good or bad, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, this weekend I just want to get really drunk.
Yeah, that's the
That's
plan.
the only thought I don't even have energy to like think of a quote plan, unquote, end quote,
Yeah.
you know?
I think I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting older, but I'm having a hard time just going out or enjoying being out. So, okay, last Friday, Brandon wanted to go to Texas Roadhouse because we
Hmm.
never go. It's probably been a good, I don't know, over a year. And the last time we went, it's like someone's birthday. So we never
Yeah.
go, just us, because, like, it's a trek to get there. Like, Sacramento traffic is no joke. Plus, it is, it's steak, so it's expensive. But we went there last Friday, and I was just overly stimulated by the amount of people waiting. So you
Hmm.
like wait in line to check in, then you get a text message, and then you go into another line to be seated, and then it's super loud. There's like 20 TVs going at the same time, people talking. I was just so overly stimulated. I was just ready to go home.
Hmm. Yeah. Like their food is good, but not that good to
Yeah.
endure that.
I was like, we should have just taken it to go. I don't
Or made
know.
it yourself.
Yeah,
Or made it. That's not a word.
make
Made it
it.
yourself.
Like, do you feel like you're getting that way, or you've always been that way?
1000%. Oh, I've always been that way, and I think it's getting better with age. Like I'm becoming more tolerant with age. But
Hmm.
like, oh man, like there are some times where I just am so overwhelmed, like especially at the grocery store. I just get so frustrated with people like who like take up the whole aisle with their fucking cart, and
Hmm.
I'm the asshole. I'm the jerk because I'm like, excuse me, can you move your cart,
Yeah,
please? And
and they give you a
everyone's
dirty
like,
look.
oh, yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my God, I just don't fit in with society at all. But like, but at the grocery store, like I was there on Sunday night and they're doing construction in there and they're like dropping tools and like the sound is so loud and it didn't scare me. It just like physically caused me pain. And like I just started seeing red and I had to get the fuck out of there.
Instant
I
rage.
I left without like half the shit that was on my list.
Dang.
Yeah. But yeah, where were some other times where I felt really so like in school, just the whole idea of school, like especially lunchtime, just being so overwhelmed with the idea, like if my one friend wasn't here, who was I going to eat
Oh,
lunch with?
yeah.
Because I didn't want a group, of people. Because if I was like friends with just like one or two people from like certain groups,
Yeah.
and like I don't know. But yeah, there were times where I would go eat in the library or like find a quiet corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my God. That's just like that just gave me like flashbacks because Brandon and I have
Triggered.
been together since my freshman year. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously at lunchtime I was always with Brandon, but we're a year different. So my senior year, he already graduated, and I was like, "Oh no." Like I need to actually like hang out with my friends and figure out. There's like a moment like during high school or senior year, I kind of just roamed the halls until I figured out where I was supposed to like have lunch or go.
Did we ever hang out during lunchtime?
I think I just ended up hanging out with like Tatum because that's
Mm-hmm.
when Tatum and I were like besties.
That makes sense.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I saw her at the grocery when we went.
When we went?
Yeah,
Yeah, you told me, like, in the moment.
yeah. So, uh, so for context, Tatum was like my best friend in high school, and we hung out all the time. I was super close. I even called her parents like mom and dad. And I was like that person that can just go into their house. I didn't have to like knock or be welcomed in. Like if they knew I was coming, like they just left the door unlocked. Like that's how close we were.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what happened. I guess we just grew apart and we just stopped. I don't want to say we stopped being friends, but we just, I mean, I guess stopped being friends, if that's what you call it. Like we just stopped hanging out. She ended
You
up,
kind of just went your separate ways.
yeah, she went
Mm-hmm.
and like got married, had a kid, did all that stuff. I got married. I mean, we're still all in the Sacramento area, but I don't live, over by where she works. And so she works, I won't say where she works, but well, I guess like at the grocery. And
in
whatever.
in on Main Street, Middletown, USA.
There you go. But I saw her at the grocery store, and we were getting closer and closer because she was like putting bread away or something, and we needed to get like a baguette for our spinach dip. And I didn't say anything to you at the time because I didn't want to like freak out, but in my head I was like, we're getting closer and closer.
I didn't even notice. Why did you say so? I can't believe I put you in that situation, bestie. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I didn't want to like freak out in front of you or like freak out in front of people. And I was like, and the baguette was like, I think the table next to hers. And I was like, why? There's so many tables with bread of all the tables. But luckily we were blocked by like, what is it? Those like carts that have like the shelves of bread. You know
The
what I'm
cards
talking
that
about?
have the bread.
Yeah. There was like a divider of that in between us. I was like, oh, thank God.
I did not notice that. I didn't notice her at all. That is fucking
That's
wild,
so
bro.
funny.
Oh my God. Do you think she noticed you?
I don't know. I mean,
Did you
do I
make eye
look the
contact?
same from high school? I guess I look the
No,
same. No?
not really.
Okay. So maybe not. There's a good chance. I don't know. There's also not a lot of Asian people in that area. So,
That is not true.
what?
Oh,
I
but
mean,
in that specific area? No,
yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
right. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Sacramento as a whole.
Oh, no. That's the weird thing. Sacramento is the most diverse city in California, but it's extremely segregated. You know what I mean? Like where we went to high school is mostly white people, but then if you go down to like South Sac, Elk Grove, it's gonna be like, Asian people or more like South Sac. Yeah, so it's weird. We're just diverse because we're one giant county, but the county's like split up by cliques.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
No, I don't think she saw me though. Oh, I don't know. If she did, then she was doing the same thing and like pretending she didn't see me.
I know. I
But
always
she's
want
not really like that though.
what
She's very
observant
social. No, like she's super social. Like she would be the one to say hi.
initiate.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe yeah. Maybe it slipped right on by, honey.
Yeah, because she was, I don't know if you would say popular, but she knew a lot of people, and she was friends with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then I was just like her friend. I followed her around.
Her little shadow.
Yeah.
What do you do in situations where you're feeling anxious because of a social setting?
Well, because I did talk to like a therapist about it because it's so bad.
About
Yeah.
your social anxiety?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Tell me everything.
Yeah. So it's I had to like figure out. I think a lot of my social anxiety is like I don't want people to care about me, or like I don't want to care about what people think of me, but I still do, even though I don't want to, right? Because social anxiety disorder is like the fear of being watched and judged constantly. And so I think it's like very closely related to my body dysmorphia and just not
Mm,
liking my body. It's like a big, like my appearance is such a big thing because it was so hound on, or what's the word? Like, at a young age, it's just always been a thing, right?
mm,
People always talk about, or at least my family always talked about like how you look, if you're gaining weight, if you're too skinny, if you're too dark, this and that. And so like I'm always constantly um like conscious about like my look, or like, but like I don't like if I have something in my teeth, or I'm like always worried if there's something in my teeth, or I have like a
mhm,
booger sticking out or whatever. So I think it's like closely related to that.
mhm,
And like, cause so after college, or probably like junior, senior year of college is when I started gaining weight. And I think that's kind of when I started also getting really bad social anxiety
mm,
too. Cause I don't remember being like this back in college. Cause I had to
mhm,
do a lot by myself. You know, like
mhm,
I rode the light rail, I had to do presentations in class, and like college is completely different from high school, right? Because high school, it's like it's smaller. You typically know people or know everybody, because it's, you know, such a smaller group, and you typically have classes with the same people, around the same people, like for the 4 years. But college, it's like people from different cities, different countries, different ethnic backgrounds, different ages. You're more likely to not see that person ever again, you know?
mhm.
And so it's just very anxiety inducing, but I don't remember having like really bad anxiety until after college. So I think that's why. So like, I guess back to your question. I do, when I was talking to the therapist about it, she was saying like, well, what can you do to like prep yourself? And so like we had a Christmas party, and you know, like we haven't some of us haven't seen each other in like 3 years or 2 years.
Mhm.
I guess
Mhm.
2 years. And man, I was having such bad anxiety, and so I did have to plan it out. So I got there early. I had Brandon drop me off, so I didn't have to worry about like the anxiety of parking downtown, you know, and trying to find parking because there's not a
Mhm.
designated spot for that area. And then I just ended up taking also a bunch of just bathroom breaks. Like I would constantly go to the bathroom, or I'll go outside and just like chill outside for a little bit, and just like I'll pretend like I'm getting a phone call or something. Or I'll actually call people. Like I've called Mia before, or called Brandon, um, so that I actually am on the phone talking to somebody, and then I'm just like telling them about my social anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard.
it
And
is.
what's harder is that people just don't get it unless it's something that you know, unless it's something that you face and that you deal with. People just don't understand social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Like
They just think you're weird.
totally. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why can't you just act normal? Like why can't you just like make small talk or like strike up a conversation with with a stranger. Like, why can't you just say hi to that person in the hallway? You know,
Mm-hmm.
it just seems like such a small thing, but I don't know. For some people, there just seems to be like just a wall, like a roadblock. You know.
Yeah, I know. I don't, because I sometimes, so one of the advice too is like, well, just tell them you have social anxiety and that's why you're acting like that. And I'm like, is that even better? Like, I don't know if
That
that's
is terrible
better.
advice.
Yeah, like
That is no, don't do that.
that just makes me feel even weirder that I'm telling you because
Yeah.
like okay, so one of the things that I have to deal with is that I sweat profusely when I'm having like anxiety attack. Or I don't know if I could call it anxiety attack, but when I'm like
Feeling
I,
heightened.
yeah, and it's so embarrassing because unfortunately I don't really sweat anywhere. Like even my armpits don't really get sweaty, but my head just drips balls of sweat. And it's so embarrassing. And it's like,
I
you know, I'd rather take the armpits over
I'm
the head.
laughing. I'm laughing because I'm getting hundreds of images in my head over the years of me just looking over at you. It's just like,
Balls of sweat.
yes. I'm like, oh,
It's
I see it.
happening.
It's
It's happening.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so frustrating too because like you can't hide that. You can't hide that like you can hide like armpit sweat. You could put like pads on your shirt or something, you know. But like,
We're dark
God,
colors.
yeah. This that's why I wear a lot of black or wear. So when I go to okay, so when I go to like the grocery store or grocery store, sorry, the like the mall or like Target or something, and I'm like trying on new clothes, I always have water with me regardless of what I'm doing, and I'll like splash water on it to see what it looks like. I was like,
That's
okay,
funny.
this is sweat proof.
That's smart.
Yeah, thank
You're
you.
always like 3 steps ahead of the game.
I think it's because I've just been dealing it for so long. Like I just know what to do, kind of ish.
Hmm.
I don't know. When we went on vacation to Texas and we went over to like our friend's house, I don't know why, but I started getting really bad social anxiety. And it just really sucks because I was actually cold. You know, it was kind of like it was windy that day. But for some reason, I think it's just the unknown and haven't seen him in person in a really long time. And then I don't know what to expect. Like we're just coming over to hang out. And I don't know how the like evening's gonna go. And I just started sweating profusely. And like he was kind of worried and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just really hot. He just like cranked up the AC, but I was still sweating like crazy. And he's like, I'm like, God, he probably thinks I'm just like, I don't know, on fire, and it's only like 7 degrees. It's like
Well,
not even hot yet.
was it awkward or like uncomfortable or anything? Or was it just like that like when you first got there?
It was just like when we first got there because we hung out with him again the following day, and I was perfectly fine. Didn't
Totally.
sweat at all, and it was even hotter that day. So I don't. So it's clearly linked to my anxiety because it does
Yeah.
happen on days where it's like cold, you know, and I do get cold easily sometimes.
Would you say that small talk like causes you a lot of anxiety? Like you don't want to like oh, here's my question. Does the thought of having to engage in small talk with somebody, even an old friend that you haven't seen in a long time, does that make you anxious? Like
Oh,
is the
yeah,
small talk like
yeah, for
a
sure.
problem? Me too. That's it. The small talk. I'm just like, I don't even know where to start, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, because I really was thinking about saying hi to Tatum. Like, I was legit thinking, like, oh, go over there and say, like, hey, like, it's so nice to see you. But
Mhm.
then I was like, well, I don't know if I want to, because then what are we going to talk about? And like, I don't. know where this conversation's gonna go, and then I don't want there to be like, I don't know, awkward silences, and then that's when I was like, nope, I'm not gonna say hi.
Just follow your gut.
Yeah.
That's okay, you know?
I'm just like a nervous wreck all the time. I'm like a chihuahua inwardly, obviously not outwardly.
I can 1000% relate to that. Totally. I think my social anxiety for me, it started to get a lot better when I just truly, in my heart of hearts, on my truest self, at my deepest level, stopped caring what other people think about me. And like just letting go of that, like other people's opinions has just like freed up so much of me and my energy. And so it's like, you know, for example, like when I worked at the front counter, like in my department, you know, somebody standing at the front counter, you know, maybe like they're waiting for somebody to come
Mm-hmm.
up for an appointment, and you know, there might be some sort of form of like society pressures because it's like manner, you know, maybe it's like good manners to, you know, talk with somebody, strike up a
Mm-hmm.
conversation, do the small talk. I wouldn't if I didn't want to. There are some times I wanted to engage with people, but like, but I just, you know, if I wasn't feeling it, I didn't, you know, I just would let them sit there or whatever, and I would just do whatever on my computer. And if they think it's rude or like I'm not good at my job for not engaging in small talk, then I don't care, you know?
Yeah.
Just like not caring, like when I don't say hi to people in the hallway, they think I'm a bitch. Okay. I just don't have the energy.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get to my desk before my boss notices that I'm 10 minutes late. I don't know. Like I'm just not, I've like really come to terms with I'm just not like that bubbly, like friendly, like upbeat, positive little sunshine, ray of sunshine little daisy. Like that's just not me. I'm just not like a very approachable or like welcoming or friendly person. Like
Yeah.
especially at work because I'm just so focused on work. Like I don't give a fuck about anything else when I'm at work. And so I know at work like I'm the bitch like of my department, but I don't really care. I kick ass at my job. Like I'm like one of the best at my job, and I just do me, and if people don't like it, I just don't care. And it's just like it's just freeing. So like it helps with my social anxiety because it's like in real life when I'm face to face with these people, like running into them like in the bathroom or like even having to like talk to them intentionally about like work or whatever. I don't know. I just like kind of like take control of
Mm-hmm.
the situation and the conversation myself and just be secure in me taking charge, you know?
Yeah. I feel like, well, I don't know if it's the same for you, but like work Melissa is different from social Melissa, like social me.
Oh,
Like,
1000%. No, that's why like at work, like I'm a fucking bitch. Like I know it. Like I'll be the first one in my department to be like, you guys, can you please shut the fuck up and get back to work? They are not paying you to sit on your fat asses and talk all day. So get back to work. Like I will be the first person to say that, but then we all go out for drinks afterwards because I'm totally different at work. Like I'm just like
mm-hmm.
have this like almost like competitive nature, like to be the best, and like everybody better be at my level, and like if you're not working as hard as me, then like you need to step it up type of mentality. Like
Yeah.
I try not to like verbalize that, but that's definitely like the energy that I bring. And like yeah, I'm very like I always have my headphones on. I have the over, you know, like the ones that you're wearing, like
Mm-hmm.
where it's obvious
Over
that
the
you're
head
wearing not
or
just
over the
over the
ear,
head.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're not just like little earbuds. And so people, and I'm constantly just like head down, you know, focus at work. And I'll like Yeah, I'm also like extremely direct at work too. So like, I don't know. That's just my style at work. But like if I'm hanging out with friends, like I'm not like that. Like
Yeah.
I'm very like go with the flow type of whatever,
Because I was
whatever
gonna say
ever.
with friends you're bubbly and happy
Yeah,
and giddy and unicorns and rainbows.
totally. And I'm very just like, yeah, whatever everyone wants to do, I'm fine with, whatever you guys want to do. I'm down for
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, so I totally relate to that. What are you like at work? Are you like me? Are you a bitch? Tell me you're a bitch.
No, I'm not a bitch. That's
I
my
knew
personal
somebody who worked
life.
with you and they said that you were a bitch. I'm
Wait, who
like,
do you know worked
yes.
with me?
I'm like, yes, that's my bestie. She a boss bitch.
You knew someone that worked with me?
Mm-hmm. At Yogurt Monkey.
Oh, yeah. I was a bitch at Yogurt Monkey. But that's because I was the assistant manager and no one wanted to do their job.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like
Like you're
if I
getting
don't care.
paid.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm being a bitch. Do your fucking job. That's why
Yeah,
you're
like
here. Like if you're not gonna do a job, get the fuck out.
exactly. Like why am I picking up after you? This
I would
dude,
make
like,
an amazing manager.
would you?
Yeah,
It's hard.
because I'm direct and I'm like, I don't like beat around the bush. I'm going to tell you exactly what you're doing. That's not okay.
Yeah, this one, oh my God, this dude, um, some kid, 'cause I worked at a frozen yogurt shop where you could like get toppings. Some kid like spilled M&Ms on the ground and he swept it up and like for some weird reason, instead of throwing it away in the trash can, he dumped all the M&Ms in our plant pot, like the pot that holds the plant. So it's like it's in the soil where the
What the
plant was.
fuck?
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
Also, it's a fake plant. It's like, it's not like actual soil. It's like the plastic soil. So it's not like gonna biodegrade or anything.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Did you ask him why?
Yeah. I was like, dude. Like, what are you doing? He's like, I guess the phone was ringing and he didn't know what to do. So he didn't have time to throw it away. So his first instinct was to put it in the tree, like the fake tree plant. And I'm like, I just put it down. Like, just put the dustpan down and come back for it later. Like, I don't.
Don't do anything that involves emptying it into the fake plant.
Yeah.
What a dumbass.
And then one time I had to fire somebody. Oh, I felt so bad because she was such a sweet girl, but she did not know how to count cash. Like, because people would pay in cash and you'd obviously give the change back. It took her so long to do that for each customer that we ended up having a line, and at some point I had to just like take it from her and be like, I'm sorry, but I need to, we need to get this line going. And like I rung everybody up and she just stood there watching me. and, and I had to have like the uncomfortable conversation like, yeah, you seem like a
It's not
really nice
working out.
person, but just to give you some feedback, we have to be fast paced. It's frozen yogurt. People will start getting upset if their yogurt melts. Because literally, I had to give someone a refund because they're like, look at my yogurt. And it's like literally melted and there's just like, toppings floating around. And I was like, girl, you got to count faster. How did you pass high school? I don't know. I guess math is not for everybody, though. I guess I shouldn't say that. But it tells
Yeah.
you, it's like, it tells
Mhm.
you what the change is.
Mhm. Like how can you
She
fuck
doesn't
it
have
up?
to, yeah, she doesn't even have to calculate. Whatever. Anyways, she got fired. I don't know what happened to her afterwards.
Well, hopefully she's doing well and is
Yeah.
happy
Yeah. Hopefully
and
she's
has
doing something that doesn't require
found
math.
peace from her separation from Yogurt Monkey.
Yeah. Her first job she got fired from. Have you ever been fired?
Oh yeah.
You have?
hmm
Oh, I think you told me that story.
One time.
Wasn't it when you were working with your mom?
hmm Yeah, they were completely justified in the right. I was a terrible employee. I was a 19, 20-year-old kid. Just
Mm-hmm.
had a mouth on me, just wasn't professional. It was an office environment. I was a receptionist, you
Yeah.
know. So totally justified. It was a week before Christmas. That was shitty, but whatever. Um, they also had just moved into a brand new office building. And
Mm-hmm.
so I helped them move like the whole week prior, like physically like loading up my car and moving shit over to the new building. And then they fired me after I helped them move.
Dang.
Again, justified. It's fair.
Yeah.
It's the least I could do is help them move.
Oh, I didn't even answer your question.
Mm.
Work me. So I wish work me also played into social me. Work me is pretty confident. Honestly, I do my job very well. I'm good at my job. And I'm not saying that from like a egotistical standpoint, but like it's proven through like, performance reviews and people telling me. And so it's not me making it up. Like people have literally told me. And obviously I made it up to supervisor level.
Mm-hmm.
So I am,
That's
yeah.
my bestie, y'all. She a
I am
badass bitch.
very, very confident because I know I can do the job. I do it well. And I am surprisingly have very good soft skills, which might, that might
What?
surprise people
What are soft skills?
like people skills.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I have very good people skills. Like people feel like good enough to talk to me and tell me their problems and be open and transparent with me
Mm.
at work.
Yeah, that is
Which
good.
yeah. So but they're just, work me is just such a different person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can easily facilitate a meeting in front of a ton of people. I can, present in front of like leadership and like all, any level, any amount of people, whatever. But then
That's so
like
cool.
my personal me, like, I don't even like asking people from the register for something or like, going up to the register for anything. It's just weird. I don't know what it is, like why they're two different people, but I I'm like super confident at work. It's like the complete opposite. I'm like a completely different person.
That's awesome. I love how
Thanks.
confident you are. I love all sides of you, though.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Like the kind of the opposite of work, like the more quiet, like observant, kind of taking everything in type of person that you
Mm-hmm.
are outside of work.
Oh, thanks.
How would you describe my personality outside of work? Oh, wait, you already said bubbly.
Yeah, I would say you're pretty, well, I don't know if I'd say outgoing because it's just with us. I don't know, you're just always giddy and you're very loving and you're very like you get so excited. Like you're probably like what Ellie is when you see us, You get like so excited to see us and your eyes like light up when we hang out. And I say us like, when we all get together,
Yeah.
which it's like the opposite of your coworkers.
Yeah. But I meant more like how am I like in public?
In public?
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm. I feel like we're not in public very often.
Not
I'm like,
anymore.
but people do like we've talked about this on the podcast before, but people do gravitate towards you for some reason. Like people
Ugh.
stop you and talk to you, and it's like God again.
I
It hasn't
know.
happened
That's
in a
how I
while, but
feel. That's how
because
I
where
feel. I'm
were
just like,
we?
fuck, leave me alone.
Did that happen to us at the grocery store? I feel like it did, or somewhere.
Probably
Oh,
happened multiple times.
yeah. And I'm just like, why? Like what? I don't know, because I guess I see you because I just see you as Bailey. You're my bestie. Like I see you Bailey. So I'm like, from a stranger standpoint, it's like, what is it that makes them want to talk to you? Like is it your demeanor? Is it like your face? Like I don't get it.
What What is it about my face?
Yeah, like, do they
'Cause
just, they're like, I need to talk to her. But like, why?
most of the time I'm wearing the don't even think about it face, you know?
I don't think you have a strong RBF like I do.
I don't have a strong RBF?
No, I don't think so. Like you kind of naturally, your lips are naturally like curled up, kind of. You know what I mean? Like
Wow,
you're
really?
why you want the RBF.
Yeah, I don't want people approaching me. I
But I think
don't
that's why they
want people
approach
talking to
you
me.
because you don't have like a really mean, like you don't have a mean mug.
I know. Well, clearly it's something I need to work on.
Plus, you always have something witty to say. Like you're really quick, you know.
I try.
Hmm.
It's funny you say that because I never thought of myself as being somebody who was like witty and like quick to respond type of person.
Well, you always have something like either have a saying or a movie quote or a song or like, you know, you're like just really quick.
It's fucking funny.
Like the
I
amount
know.
of movie quotes that you remember is like astounding. Like I don't know if
And
I know
yet
anyone else like that.
I cannot remember the fact that you have told me multiple times that you don't like bacon. And I have
Oh my
responded the
God.
same exact way every time.
Shannon's probably dying. She's like these two idiots.
Seriously.
Oh.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Okay, for context, we're in a group chat trying to coordinate like who buys what. And I was like, "Oh, Shannon, can you get the brunch stuff?" And Shannon responds with like, "What did she say? Like, what's the meat you don't like? Bacon, right?" And I was like, I said something like, "Oh, you
You're like, oh, you're
remembered."
so sweet. You remembered.
Yeah, and Bailey's like, "What the fuck? When did you? Wait, what did you say?" Oh, oh, Bailey, you don't like bacon? What the fuck? How am I just now learning this? And then I was like, I've told you that so many times, and you say the same thing each time. And I'm like, nothing has changed. Like it's always been that way. It didn't just like all of a sudden
What? I
suck.
don't remember shit.
Yeah. Oh,
All the
jeez.
weed. I smoke a lot of weed. It's fried me.
It's fried your brain. Remember
It
those
makes me
old
so
like 90s commercials? This is your brain on drugs. And she like cracks an egg. A frying pan.
effective. Hey man, if you want to do drugs, do them drugs.
You do you.
You do you. Whatever makes you happy.
I don't condone or what do people say? I don't condone the use of illegal substances.
I do. So.
Okay. For my safety,
kidding.
I don't.
I'm
Wink.
just
No.
kidding.
Just kidding.
For liability reasons.
At the end of the day, it's
Your
your
nails
choice to do
are
whatever you want.
so pretty.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. Do you just get them done?
No, I had these when I saw you last time too.
Oh
Oh my
God.
God, your memory.
I know. I
was like, dude, come on. You see little daisies
They're
for
little
spring.
daisies.
I don't know if you can see it. Whatever.
So spring.
Oh, my allergies have been the absolute worst.
And I went to the doctor yesterday and I told her, I was like, is there something you can prescribe me? Because I can't afford like the Claritin D because it's like almost $40 for like 20 pills. It doesn't even last you a whole month.
And I always
And
get the generic brand.
yeah, and she's like, oh yeah, no problem. And so she says that I can do the pseudoephedrine and the lamotrigine or whatever separately, like 2 separate pills. Because
Mm-hmm.
together that's what makes up the Claritin D, or these like 2.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, okay, perfect. And so Yeah, it's only $5 for 10 pseudoephedrine pills, but it's only 10. So 5 times
Oh,
3 is 15. And then 5 times 4 for the other shit is 20.
20.
So now that's $35.
33 or 35.
Yeah,
Wait.
whatever.
Oh, yeah, 35. Wait, so you're only saving $5. No, not
Exactly.
even. Because isn't the Claritin 20 pills?
Yeah, 20 for like almost 40. So you're saving a little bit of money, but it's just like, okay. But
Yeah.
that shit fucking works. You got to get that pseudoephedrine.
I think so. I've had the same bottle of Zyrtec, but it's the generic brand from Sam's Club like forever ago. And
Mm.
it's lasted, yeah. 'Cause I think it's comes in like a multiple pack. It's 200 tablets. I think my mom
How
bought it
much
for
was
me.
it?
I don't know. It was a long time ago though, so I don't. It's probably different now. I'll have to check. Oh, it's expired.
Eh.
No, medicine doesn't actually expire. It just loses its potency.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
But it
still
still
take it.
does something.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
And my eyes are burning. It was so bad. Like Sunday, I felt like my eyeballs were getting yanked out of their
Oh my
sockets.
God. Do you have eye drops?
No, I need to go buy some.
I got prescription eye drops and they work so good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I
Not
need to
with
get
the
some like
appearance,
Flonase.
obviously, but with the how they feel. What'd you say?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I need to get like Flonase. Have you ever used that?
I don't
You
like
like
that
spray
shit.
it up your nose. Yeah,
Do you ever
but
do
it
the neti
works.
pot though?
We have one, but I don't really like using it. It's such a like weird feeling.
It's hard to get used to, but if you can fucking flush out your sinuses and get that pollen and shit out of your sinuses,
Mm-hmm.
that'll help too tremendously.
Yeah, I had to give Link a bath because I'm pretty sure there's like pollen all over him. You know, just from being outside, and he's a dog. He's got fur.
Oh, dude, I have to give the dogs a bath too because Finn has like crazy fucking dandruff right now. It's really weird.
He probably has really bad allergies.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Link takes allergy pills.
What, do you just give him Benadryl?
No, it's an actual like dog one. It's like Apoquel or something like that. It's a prescription, and we get it from like PetSmart. Yeah, he has to take one every day because he's allergic to grass.
That's gonna be Ellie because she was raised in an apartment.
Yeah, but it's like, what the hell? Like,
You're a
he
fucking
goes on
dog.
grass. Yeah, that's where he pees and poops. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, turn our lawn into turf? Like, ew. Can you imagine? Because turf is like, isn't it like plastic? Like, do you
Hmm.
just rinse it out?
I don't know how turf works.
Yeah, so I don't know either.
They do make it really realistic looking, but I can't imagine it works good for dogs for them going to the bathroom. Like it's fucking plastic, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, it's not absorbing it. So, like, where does the pee go?
Exactly.
That's disgusting. That would stink so bad.
Oh yeah, especially if you live somewhere where it's hot
Oh, the summers, it's just like steaming pee. Ugh.
and like rotting shit.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Ew, God, I'm like getting nauseous just thinking about this.
Yeah, so he has to take allergy medicine. Or else, like, if we forget, he'll start, like, chewing at his paws because it's itchy. Yeah,
Mm,
poor thing. It, like,
poor
keeps him
little
up at night.
guy. Yeah.
Anyway, now that I'm talking about, like, my social anxiety and what triggers me, I'm like, man, I'm just such a little chihuahua. It's just funny because like my coworkers are all like, "You're so what did I get? Oh, I got cool as a cucumber once." And I'm like,
Oh, I
"Man."
can totally see that.
And I was like, "You just don't know.
Like
Like
the
you don't know what's
inside
going
though.
on in my brain.
Oh
My brain
yeah.
is like going off. You know like that episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob like forgets everything, even his name, to be like the best waiter or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking
Hmm.
about?
Yeah.
And then they're like, "What's your name?" And they're like, "Name, name, name," like in the brain. That's how my brain is like 24/7, constantly. Do you get really bad insomnia?
Yeah, sometimes. There was one night where I literally, I read, I watched my pimple popping video. I had my show on in the background. I turned everything off. I put on like the ocean sounds. I did everything I could. Couldn't fall asleep. Stayed up for like 6 a.m. 6 a.m. So 24 plus like another 12, 15 hours. What is that? 39? Almost 40 hours. I stayed awake for that long. I just couldn't sleep, dude. Like no matter what I did, I tried. And then like and then my alarm finally went off to go to work, right? And I just broke down in tears because I hadn't gotten a single second of sleep the whole night. I was awake the whole fucking night. It was insane, bro. Like I've never experienced anything like that before.
That's scary. That in itself gives me anxiety. Like I used to have really, really bad insomnia, and I'll get it every once in a while, but it was kind of bad in college, to the point where like I don't like seeing the sunrise necessarily because it's a reminder that I didn't sleep that night, and that freaks me out. Like sometimes I don't. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's a weird traumatic thing, I guess. But I don't like seeing the sunrise sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Cuz I'm scared I'm going to go like crazy or something cuz I didn't get enough sleep or do something stupid cuz I'm just like sleep deprived.
Interesting.
But anyways, I was just asking you cuz like we were just talking about how my brain doesn't really shut off and I'm always overthinking and it's constantly going. And so that does lead to my insomnia sometimes. Yeah.
I don't have insomnia tonight.
I don't know. You always knock out though.
I do.
All the times we do. Yeah. You're always the first one to knock out. First one to go to bed.
Yeah, I fall asleep a lot.
Yeah, when we were at when we went to Disneyland, you knocked out. Like
Which
that
time?
first night? The first night.
This most recent trip?
Mm-hmm.
Like when we got into town?
No, like after the first day of Disneyland, I think.
Oh.
I don't know. At some point, you just knocked out. You were just asleep, snoring, and then Casey, I think, was trying to be quiet, and I was like, "Oh, she can't hear you." And she's like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "What, Bailey? Can you hear me? Bailey, can you hear me?" And you didn't like moved or anything. I was like, "See, you're fine."
Why did you guys film that shit? That's fucking funny.
I know. I think she was trying to like brush her teeth or like, do something, and she's trying to be all careful. And I was like, no, don't even worry about it. She's out.
Don't worry about it.
She's out. So funny.
I always fall asleep in the car too. Always falling asleep at my desk.
Are you really?
Yes.
I think I've done that a few times. Yeah.
All the time, almost every single fucking day. And I'll have to like get up and go for a walk to like wake myself up. Ooh, excuse me. Or like I'll have to go file, physically just do something that requires like getting up and moving around.
Speaking about filing, so when I was an intern, we had a filing cabinet library that we called the library. And whoever like did it last just kind of gave up. They just completely gave up. It was like not organized, nothing. And so I was tasked as an intern to reorganize the library. And it's literally just like walls of filing cabinets. And so at one point I was standing looking down at the file and I legit fell asleep standing like that. Because it was just so boring and I was just so tired. And I think the only reason why I woke up is because someone opened the door and it scared me.
I wonder if they could tell that you were a little sleepy.
Well, when they opened the door, I like jumped up. And I think I like even threw like paper or something because it scared me because it's so loud. And
That's
they're like,
funny.
"Oh, so sorry." God. But like, yeah, I think the thing about being in the office is that I did have, or working from home, is that I can have like music blaring or like have something, watch something on my tablet or like walk around, move around. Because there's been times in the office where I would just like nod off and like fall asleep at my desk.
Hmm. I
'Cause
don't
I
know
can't,
what any of this has to do with social anxiety, but
nothing.
mm.
I think my favorite parts sometimes are the tangents, you know?
Hmm.
Because, like, when we have a specific topic in mind, it's just something to get us to start talking. But I feel like we're kind of, I don't say scripted, but I think we overthink it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so we're like, social anxiety. What about social anxiety? And then we also didn't prep any questions. But then when we're talking about something else, it's just natural.
This leads to something else, to something else, to something else.
Yeah.
Well, that's how we are. We can just talk for hours.
Yeah, we can. So sorry if you're expecting like more about social anxiety.
Yeah, we can't offer any tips. The only tip I can offer is just stop caring what other people think.
I think that's it. But that's like one
Like,
of
who
the
cares if
hardest
you're
things to
awkward?
do, at
Who
least in
cares if
my
you're
end.
awkward? Who cares if you're weird? Who cares if you look a certain way? Who
Hmm.
cares, if you don't have the right response, or who cares if they don't think you're witty enough? It doesn't matter what they think. Their opinion literally doesn't mean anything in the in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. If you can master that, then you can master social anxiety.
And, if you're in a social situation, and it's making you uncomfortable and you don't want to be there, if you have the option to leave, come up with an excuse if you feel like you need to, plan something ahead.
Yeah,
I'm not
plan a
feeling
back
good.
out plan, you know?
Have a backup plan
Yeah.
or back out. That'll get
Yeah,
you out
back
of
out
it.
plan. Yeah.
Get a back out plan. It's
Tell your
okay.
friends, tell them to call you, the classic emergency phone call.
Or, in these COVID times, oh, I don't feel so good. I think I have a cold coming on. That's enough for most people.
Yeah. Even just the slightest sign of anything, they don't want you going in.
Hmm.
Even if it's just the cold, they don't want you going in. Okay, that's all I got on social anxiety.
I guess that's all I got too.
It's also late. I mean, it's
It
not,
is.
it might not be late for some people, but it's like
It's nine
during this,
o'clock. Oh, it's 10
no,
o'clock.
it's almost 10. I'm usually in bed by this time. Or like
Mm,
lying in bed, not sleeping, but like lying in bed,
yeah.
like vegging out.
Yeah, me too. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for going on. We'll talk about something. We'll be more prepared next time.
I'm like literally about to fall asleep
I
right
know,
now.
I'm so tired.
Me too.
Feature Melissa here. After editing that episode, I realized like we really did have some low energy, and yeah, I was late and we're tired, but funnily, is that how you say it? I think it was because of our social anxiety because we, like I mentioned in the episode, we talked about that we did have a social event coming up for our friend's birthday, and the plan is like to hang out and go downtown. And I personally, and kind of Bailey too, is just like low key dreading it because we don't leave our house very often. And when we hang out, we usually just hang out like at each other's places, or I typically go to Bailey's or like go somewhere. It's always low key. And so I never go downtown, and I hardly even leave my house. I have to remind myself to go outside and get some sunlight because, humans are essentially plants and we need water, nutrients, in the sun. But I avoid downtown like the plague. And I never am the one to initiate going to like the bars or to the club or anything like that. Like, I'm a pretty low key person. I like I prefer breweries over a bar or club, like where you can like gather with your friends and hang out. And I'm also just like an overthinker, and I always think the worst of everything, and that every scenario is going to be the worst case scenario ever. And I am always in my head, and I'm always thinking of like what can possibly go wrong, and that I'm going to hate it because I don't like going downtown or leaving my house. And what if I get too drunk and look like an idiot? What if I choose my outfit poorly and I'm either too hot or too cold? Like my mental state before a social event, it's just so draining. And we did this episode like a few days before that happened, and I'm just like the worst when it comes to the pre event time. I'm just constantly in my head. And it's just funny because, 9 out of 10 times I usually have an amazing time. And I forget all my worries when I'm with my friends and the people I love. And it's just all the before thoughts that really get me. And sometimes I'm just overly conscious days, weeks, even months before it actually happens. And I just am completely drained. Anyways, I wanted to share that because that last part of the episode was so indicative of like how my social anxiety impacts me. Because it's weeks after that event happened, and it was a lot of fun, and I had a bunch of fun with my friends, and Bailey and I, like, we hang out regularly and we debriefed and was like, so how was that? And we both agreed, like, it was a lot of fun, and we didn't actually have to worry about anything, and nothing went wrong. And, my husband was very kind to BRDD, and he even got us like McDonald's afterwards to, soak up the alcohol. So everything actually went quite perfectly, I must say. And it's just that social anxiety. I just don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's something that I do struggle with constantly, and I'm working on, and I hope, someday I'll be able to master this. But, wanted to share that story and share, maybe why our energy levels were a little low during that episode. But anyways, thanks guys for listening. And for you social anxiety folks, I feel you, I see you, I hear you, I am you. And for the others, just bear with us. We'll snap out of it. And, most of the time we're just in our heads, but we'll eventually acclimate, and we'll, for the most part, be okay. You just gotta bear with us. And if we don't, snap out of it that time, then we'll try again next time. Like, don't feel offended or upset that we had to go and we had to leave the event, because, sometimes it's hard to deal with. And it makes it worse when you point it out or you make people stay. Just understand that some people, they just have to deal with things their own way. Anyways, thanks again for listening. Feel free to email me, DM me, follow me, share me. Everything is in the link tree in the show notes. All of it really is the Talkative Introvert Podcast, either .com, @gmail.com, or on Instagram. All right, guys, thanks so much, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.